Hey guys, this is Andrew McFarlane here, making sure I get a nice tan for the day this morning here in New Jersey. Wanted to talk about different stages of actualizing our purpose. It's nice to feel into our lives and feel into how there's certain themes, right? There's themes in our evolution, there's themes in our expression. For me, this theme of purpose and as I'm sure all of us, right, we are all reflecting on how to come into deeper congruence and feel the freedom within our spirit, knowing that we are moment to moment, day to day, expressing what we're here to express. Right? It's like the flower blossoming in its uniqueness, whatever kind of flower it is, and expressing its own beauty. So our purpose is very much that. Now, since I've been having this conversation, with you all and with people individually, I've started to reflect on different layers of this. Now, in the first phase, it's similar to the, you could say, chakra system, right? In the first phase, our purpose is to exist, right? Without our existence, our physical existence, we cannot do anything else in this world, right? So, you may be in a place where initially you're in a phase where your purpose is to survive or figure out how you can continue to exist in this physical world. Now that is also going to be connected to a lot of perceptions that we have, because to exist in this physical world can happen in a myriad of ways. We have different layers of, you could say, comfort or baseline, right? Some people's baseline is literally food and shelter, and they don't have a lot of feelings around what kind of food that is and what kind of shelter that is, but as long as they can exist in that way, they're content and they're happy. Other people's baseline is being able to eat at restaurants a few times a week and having a different, more luxurious shelter. So then they feel like, okay, now I'm surviving. Right, but at a certain point, either way, for everyone, we'll get to a place where initially we feel that our purpose is to survive, to exist. And most of the time when we're in this phase of life, because that is our singular focus, we don't have this deep level of soul fulfillment, but we have fulfillment on another level because we actually feel empowered, because we're able to maintain and sustain our own existence. Then we move into what I've seen as being the second phase, which is asking ourselves, how can we become more aligned with our purpose, our higher level purpose, our vision, what we're creating in the world, what's manifesting in the world, what is, we could say, our dharma, and survive. So we fill into career paths or creating businesses or whatever it looks like externally, and we are asking ourselves two questions now. How do I do what I love to do that fulfills my heart, also knowing that surviving is also something that fulfills me? I need to be able to eat, because if I'm serving the world, but I'm starving, it feels good on one level, but it doesn't feel good on another level, right? Because I have this fear. That's the second phase. And so once we get into that place where we have that experience, we go, oh, wow, beautiful. I'm able to survive, and I'm able to also serve the world in my purpose. Now, what I've been finding is, because this has sort of been more of the layer that I've been in for most of my life, not most of my life, but in the recent past, and now I've been asking myself the question of, I'm having the sense in the experience that there is a layer beyond that, which is pure purpose. In this phase of pure purpose, this other element of survival is not a thought. It's not an energy that we are investing in. Not because it's not important, but because we realize that it will be a given through existing in our pure purpose. Because in that phase, in that stage, we are transcending time. And I don't mean in the physical sense, like we become these time. We're transcending the conditioning of things that have been created and presented in time. So the existence and expression of our purpose is a timeless quality that's wanting to express itself. What we are here to do is to bring things that are outside of time, qualities like love, beauty, all of these things, into time, to have those change the structures that currently exist. And so because of that, in the same way that there's many parables and statements about this, like in the Bible, seek ye first the kingdom and everything else will be handed unto you. What that means is that be in your purpose, be in your truth, be in your dharma, whatever the languages you want to use, but be in the essence of what you're here to do fully. And everything else will delineate from that. Why? Because it's a stronger resonance. And life, as I've said before, wants to support itself. It's like being the white blood cells in the body. The body is preserving those things because those things preserve the body. We have this micro and macro reflection in so many areas of life. And so, eventually, where I'm feeling myself exploring and moving more deeply into is how am I expressing my purpose fully as pure purpose without the thought of the need to survive, without the thought of the need to create. Now, I am not existing in this place fully with all of my energy at this moment, but I am knowing, because I've been a witness and I see individuals exist in this place, and my heart also tells me, even if I didn't see anybody, my heart is also telling me that this is a reality. And so it's a new space that I feel many of us are unfamiliar with. I have been only familiarized with it because, as I've said before, I've been in the presence of people who exist in this space, and so I'm wanting to share this whole map and vision so we can really be clear about where we are. And it's also important to say that none of these things are wrong, right? We can get into this idea that if I'm just in this place of surviving, that it's wrong. No. It's where we are, and we need to get to the experience of accomplishing that in order to move into the next phase. And then eventually at the other phase, through the experience, we realize that we've come to a place where we're able to generate enough energy, because we can't simply desire. It's like, for example, people talk about the law of attraction and all of these things, and they say, well, you can't just visualize that money is going to show up to you and then it just shows up. No, not really, but I do, I've read books, spiritual books, and people talk about certain beings who just sit and they meditate, and they're in this place where their resonance is so strong that, yeah, they actually do, money just show up for them to exist and continue to do the work that they're doing on themselves and on themselves for the world, because I don't see these two things as actually being separate. They're actually intrinsically and the most intrinsically connected. The work you do on yourself is the highest work you can do in the world, which is in a lot of ways the whole completely, it's another layer of understanding your purpose. that your purpose is not an externalized purpose. The externalization of your purpose is a reflection of the internalization of your purpose, which is really the primary. The internalization of your purpose is your growth, your evolution, and your actualization through listening to what is arising in you and what is true for you, and then that will automatically move you into action. As someone has said, inspiration without action is merely entertainment. You can see, and in the same way, someone has said that action is the evidence of knowing. You can be in the presence of what someone knows through the actions that they take and the presence that they hold, not the things that we are conceptualizing or philosophizing about. I'm enjoying this reflection, this conversation, as it's in this phase of my life, really, really important, really powerful. And I know for all of us, because I find that I'm constantly having this conversation, we are wanting to be in a deep congruence with that. And so what I found is powerful about really understanding where we are in the process is part of honoring that. It's honoring, just like when we're a child. Be a child. A seed and a tree, no, they're neither is better or worse. They're in different phases of their evolution, but they are the same thing, manifest in different forms. A child a child is beautiful because of where they are. And we get to grow up and we're just different. We're in different phases. And so in the same way, if we are in a phase where your purpose is, if you have a family or if you have financial things going on and you need to provide that, that is connected to your spiritual evolution. And that is connected to your spiritual expression. To be in integrity and to honor where you are is a deep spiritual quality and value. Assuming that everything that you're doing and generating in the world karmically isn't harming other people around you. That you're not feeling the need to steal and do things that are out of integrity with your own heart in order to provide for your family or to be in a place where you're surviving. Once you are able to accomplish that and you start to feel like I have a surplus of energy, then you start going, okay, how can I do both of these things at once? How can I be in a deeper congruence with my purpose at the same time as I provide for myself and provide for my family if you have a family? And then you move into a whole other phase where you go, okay, how can I be present and receptive to the abundance that life is offering me through the reflection of being connected and expressing the deepest part of my soul's purpose without even the thought of needing to provide, because I am understanding and I'm present to grace in life just in the same way that I am not creating the air around me or having to think about my breath, the very thing that creates my life. I don't have to think about my breath, but breathing is happening and I'm alive because I'm swimming in an ocean of air. But now I can see it, now I'm present to it, and now I can receive it. It's a process. I'm grateful for where I am in the process, and excited and inspired and just affirming the truth of what my heart is telling me. I love you all. This is Andrew McFarlane.